name is Chief Sacca of the Elizabeth Police Department, and today I'm going to be reading to you Officer Buckle and Gloria by Peggy Rathmann. Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Natville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked it to his bulletin board. For example, safety tip number 77, never stand on a swivel chair. Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with students at the Natville school. Nobody ever listened. Sometimes they were even snoring. Afterwards, it was business as usual. Mr. Topple, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle, but Miss Topple didn't hear him, and she stood on the swivel chair. Then one day, Natville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give his safety speech at the school, Gloria went along. "Children, this is Gloria," announced Officer Buckle. "Gloria obeys my commands. Sit, Gloria," and Gloria sat. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied. The children sat up and stared. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention, and she was. But after that, he gave the safety tip. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle. Always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes popped because Gloria was doing a headstand. Officer Buckle checked on Gloria again. "Good dog," he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tip he had discovered that morning. Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it. And the audience roared. That's because Gloria jumped up. Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of the tips with plenty of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed until they cried. Officer Buckle was surprised. He never noticed how funny safety tips could be. After this speech, there wasn't a single accident. The next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you letters from students at the Natville school. Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawing showed a lot of imagination. You can see the bag of letters, and each letter had a picture of Gloria. His favorite letter was written on a star-shaped piece of paper. It said, "You and Gloria make a good team. Your friend Claire. P.S. I always wear a crash helmet. Safety tip number 7. Officer Buckle was thumbtacking Claire's letter to his bulletin board when the phones started ringing. Grade schools, high schools, daycare centers were calling about his safety speech. Officer Buckle, they said, our students want to hear your safety tips, and please bring that police dog. Officer Buckle told his safety tips to 313 schools. Everywhere he and Gloria went, children sat up and listened. After every speech, Officer Buckle took Gloria out for ice cream. Officer Buckle loved having a buddy. And you can see here, Gloria kept doing her tricks behind them. And then Gloria was actually signing autographs. Then one day, a television news team videotaped Officer Buckle in the State College auditorium, and tons of people went. When he finished safety tip number 99, don't go swimming during electrical storms, the students jumped to their feet and applauded. Bravo, they cheered. Officer Buckle bowed again and again. As you can see, Gloria was pretending like she was electrocuted. That night, Officer Buckle watched himself on the 10 o'clock news. The next day, the principal of Natville School telephoned the police station. "Good morning, Officer Buckle. It's time for our safety speech." Officer Buckle frowned. "I'm not going to give any more speeches. Nobody looks at me anyway." "Oh," said Mrs. Topple. "Well, how about Gloria? Could she come?" Someone else from the police station gave Gloria a ride to school. Gloria sat on stage looking lonely. Then she fell asleep, and so did the audience. After Gloria's left, Natville School had its biggest accident ever. It started with a puddle of banana pudding. Splat, splatter, splush. Everyone slid smack into Mrs. Topple, who screamed and let go of her hammer. As you could see, she was standing on the swivel chair, and everybody went down. The next morning, a pile of letters arrived at the police station. Every letter had a drawing of the accident. Officer Buckle was shocked. At the bottom of the pile was a note written on a paper star. Officer Buckle smiled. The note said, "Gloria missed you yesterday. Your friend Claire. P.S. Don't worry, I was wearing my helmet. Safety tip number 7. Gloria gave Officer Buckle a big kiss on the nose. Officer Buckle gave Gloria a nice pat on her back. Then Officer Buckle thought of his best safety tip yet. Safety tip 101. Always stick with your buddy. I hope you enjoyed the book. It was a pleasure reading. This was Officer Buckle and Gloria by Peggy Rathmann. Thank you.